This is a story based on the story The Millions of Cats. Well, as you know, at the end of the story, the old woman and the old man go outside and they find a very beautiful cat. And it was the only cat that was left after all the millions and billions and trillions of cats all had a fight to decide who was going to stay. And that cat didn't think it was very beautiful, so it stayed quiet, and it was the only one left. Well, this is a story of what happened next. You see, the very old woman and the very old man were very pleased with the cat, and they brought it in, and it grew really well, and they fed it, and they washed it, and it was such a beautiful cat that they were very, very happy. But what they didn't know was that this cat was a very, very terrible cat. And in fact, this was the cat that killed all the hundreds and millions and billions and trillions of cats all by itself. And when the old man and old woman came out, it pretended to be so innocent and so quiet. But really, it was a terrible, terrible cat. Now, this terrible, terrible cat had a big plan, and the plan was being played out. After about 1 month, the very old man and the very old woman had forgotten about all those millions of cats, and they were really happy playing and feeding and washing this new little cat that was growing so well. But one night, as the old man and the very old woman was snoring in their bed, the little cat snuck outside and ran away. In the morning, the very old man and the very old woman woke up. "Kitty, where are you?" "I think he's gone for a walk," said the very old man. "He'll come back later, maybe." So they had breakfast and they waited. At lunchtime, the cat had not returned, and the woman was starting to get a bit scared and a bit sad. "Don't worry, he'll come back soon, when he's hungry." At dinner time, the cat had not come back, and so the very old woman started to feel very lonely again. "Oh, it's just like before, when we didn't have a cat. I'm feeling lonely." "Don't worry, maybe he's gone to meet some friends. He'll be back tomorrow." A day passed, and then another day, and finally a week had gone by, and the woman could bear it no longer. "Go and find me another cat," she said to the very old man. "Okay, I'll go and find another one. And don't bring back millions of bloody cats, just one this time." Okay. And so, the very old man started on his journey to look for a cat. Well, he walked miles and miles and miles, and he passed the place where he found the first lots of cats. And he kept going, and he walked through a forest and up a mountain and over the river. And he came to a cave. And as he was passing the cave, he heard meow coming from inside. "A cat, at last," he thought to himself. And he went inside the dark, wet cave. "Meow, help," he could hear as he walked through the dark tunnel with drip on his head and squelch on his feet as he made the way down the dark tunnel. The noise grew louder. Meow, meow. And finally he reached the end of the cave, and there, trapped under a big rock, half in the water, half out, was the cat that ran away. "Oh, it's you. What are you doing here?" "Help, I came here, but I got stuck." So the very old man ran out and got a big long stick and wedged it under a small rock and heaved and heaved and lifted the big rock just enough that the little cat was able to get out. Well, the little cat hurt his legs, so the old man picked him up and started to take him back home. But just then, a very hungry, terrible, dirty, smelly, tired, big, grizzly bear came trudging back into the cave after looking for some food for 2 days straight. His belly was grumbling, and when he saw the old man carrying the cat, his growl rumbled and echoed the cave. "I'm gonna eat you, I'm so hungry," said the bear. The old man almost had a heart attack. He didn't know what to do. He thought, "I'm gonna die now, and I'm never gonna see the old woman, and the cat's probably gonna get eaten, oh my gosh." He almost fell over. But just as he was about to close his eyes, thinking the bear was gonna bite his head off, the cat, this innocent, little, beautiful cat, that was in fact a terrible cat, snarled his little teeth and jumped, and with the 2 feet that weren't hurt, ripped the bear's head off and gobbled him up. The old man opened his eyes, expecting to be in heaven, was still in the dark cave, and there, in front of him, was the bear's foot. Just the foot. And there, in his arms, was his little cat, with a bit of blood and a bit of bear fur stuck in its teeth. "What happened?" "Meow, I don't know," said the cat. And so, a bit confused but happy to be alive, this old man carried the cat all the way back home. "Hello, dear," said the very old woman. "You found our cat. Where was he?" "He was stuck under a rock in a bloody cave," said the old man, who was very tired and very confused as to how he did not die in that cave. Well, the cat went back into the house, and they started to live again one more time. And the cat had this plan all along. And then one day, the cat got fed up of living with 2 old, very, very old people, and decided he was going to eat them up. And that's exactly what he did. And then the very old man and the very old woman, their granddaughter, came knocking on the door with a little red cape. "Hello, Grandma. Hello, Grandpa. I've come to give you some food." She opened the door, and there, in the kitchen, was a little cat as sweet as could be. The cat was just about to gobble up the girl as well, when the axeman came, who was chopping down trees in the wood. He had been looking for this cat for about 20 years. You see, he had a nice family with lots of children, about 4 boys and 3 girls, and one day this beautiful little cat had come into his house and gobbled up his family, but he'd escaped just in time. And he had heard the cat gobbling up the grandma and grandpa, but didn't know where he was. And so, as the cat was screaming just to bite the girl, the woodman, the woodcutter, recognized the noise and ran to the house and chopped the cat in half. The cat was dead. The little girl was alive. But sadly, the old man and the old woman were not, because the axeman had chopped them in half when he cut the cat up. Anyway, they were so old it was okay. And so the axeman took the little girl back home, and that was the end of the story. The end.